Alright, guys. What's going on? Today is a beautiful day to have this webinar going on that will show you and teach you a bunch of important things. So, greetings to everybody who registered for this particular event. You guys will have a privilege of getting your questions seen first and answer them. I really appreciate you being here. And before we even begin, guys, because the topic today is top professionals for talent visa approval, how to prove your extraordinary ability. Before we start our deep dive in this topic, please let me know who you are, where you are from, and what is your profession. Please drop that information in the comment section. So what I want to see is what is your name, where you from, and what's your profession. The reason I want that is because I want to give you the examples of real-time examples, real-life examples about your professions, your occupation, so to give you more value. All right, so get this out of the way and let's see what's going on with that. And while you guys typing, and please do, I will tell you what you learn, and you will learn priority STEM fields, which specialties or occupation get the fastest, and I would add easier approval. Okay, fast is one thing, but easier is a little bit different. Also, you will learn the evidence that really works. What immigration officer really want to see in those petitions? What kind of achievements? What kind of descriptive documents? We're going to cover that. Also, cost saving tips. How to spend less but prepare a better application or petition. You also will find out whether you qualify for US talent visa. And guys, this is, I think, one of the most important things. Because one thing is to know the theory behind it, but a completely different one is to know whether you can get the visa, whether you can have an approval. And all that cumulatively is called potential. So guys, today, the most value you will get if you will know your potential, and I will let you know how to know that. Further, the real difference between visa options, because we need to understand what exactly is behind the concept of those visas. So I'm gonna cover that. And also, of course, Q&A, guys, Q&A. Oh my God, I see you guys really engaged. I love it. So let's see what's going on. Olivia, IT procurement at Aramark. Really good. Have those cases. IT procurement, very good. Mariam, United Kingdom, lawyer, project manager. I love it, Mariam. Thank you for sharing this. We have a bunch of approvals from UK. And let me tell you, Mariam, I believe I'm the only attorney, from what I know, because I go to the conferences and I speak to other attorneys who not only take the other attorneys from other countries' cases, but most importantly, getting them approved. So everybody else just don't take them because they don't know, and we do. All right, Emmanuel, Masters of Accountancy at the University of Minnesota. Really good. I'm not sure what accountancy means. Is it accounting or is it just a fancy word for accounting? Emmanuel, let me know because I never heard that, accountancy. Hugo, let me see. Hugo from Spain, and I'm an engineer working as a project manager in the aeronautic and defense industry. OMG! Emmanuel, sounds like green card to me. Heidi, project program manager UK. Lots of project managers, guys, and I love those cases. Those are business cases. Juan, Mexican French citizen aerospace engineer. Sounds like a green card. Mubarak, Nigeria, United Kingdom cybersecurity analyst. Sounds like a green card. Sophia, I would say, I'm from Hungary. All right, we have clients from Hungary as well. And I'm an artist. Okay, good art. Singer, songwriting, actor, model, speak 4 languages. Oh my God. English, German, Spanish, Hungarian, 32 old, no children. Sophia, good stuff. Love it. I love it. A lot of details. I appreciate that, Sophia. Thank you very much. Richard, Operation Supply Chain Manager, South Africa. 2 EB2 EB2 and NIW last week in a logistic. Not really, it has to do with supply chain, but logistics in the US, so really good direction. Tolani, Ministry of Defense Project Manager. Very good. What's happening with those defense stuff today, guys? You're on fire. Yes, Emmanuel says accounting. Good. Bunch of accountants who got approvals with us, and financial advisors. Those are good cases. Paul in UK. UK is represented, guys. Data analyst, master in a big data analyst, Birmingham City University. Data analyst and a huge demand, guys. Ravi, working senior engineer in fintech from New York. Fintech, very good, very perspective. Martin, Irish lawyer in financial services. Good stuff. Martin, same thing. We're getting approvals for attorneys. Emmanuel from Sierra Leone. Wow, look at that. Worked as an auditor for PwC Ghana, currently attending University of Minnesota for my master's in accounting, CPA in Minnesota. Good stuff. You guys, all professionals. Those are green cards, EB1As or EB2NIWs. Software engineer, lots of software engineers we have. Geez, guys, you are on fire. I love it. We're gonna have such a great time today. You have no idea. Yes, Adria. Okay, UK, good stuff. And you guys, you have a bunch of. I'm encouraging you guys to exchange information, give each other emails, WhatsApps. You from the same countries and you have same ideas. So I'm all for building the community. That's why I created the exclusive business club on the base of my company to get you all guys together, talented people, businessmen, investors, so you could communicate and build on this. So I'm encouraging you to exchange that information. Don't be scared. It's public, no problem, because you can control this. So give each other your emails, talk to each other. That's good stuff. All right, guys. So I love that. I think only one person today, the lady from Hungary, Sophie, is from art. Everybody else from STEM. You guys all from STEM or STEM related professions. And this is really good. Sophie, you're also good. We'll be discussing art less, more STEM oriented, but you will get the value as well. I love it, guys. I love when you're engaged. So let's talk about the structure of the webinar. A few words about my company so you guys understand my qualifications. I'm gonna explain what actually STEM means and why is it important to understand. Then we're gonna go what is O1 visa, what is EB1A visa, and understand the difference. I will give you the first gift after I cover those, and that's the free evaluation, and that's how you guys know the potential in your case. Then I'm gonna discuss EB2 and NIW visa, and also your eligibility, discussing the criteria for each visa that I mentioned. So first, the big picture for each visa, then the criteria, okay? Because it makes a lot more sense to do it this way. And at the end, the second gift, checklist for you guys, high achievers. I'm excited. So these are the gifts you guys gonna be getting today. The free evaluation of your case. And guys, let me explain for a second. Free evaluation in my corporation is basically what other attorneys call consultation and charge you $400, $500 just to tell you if you have a case. I think this is ridiculous because I can tell you that for free, okay? If you have the case or not. I don't feel like taking money for that because this is the sorting out mechanism for you and for me. So use it, okay? Use it. And by the way, guys, if you feel like, oh my God, I have a question. So there is a ask question button at the top of this platform where you guys registered. You can click on it and you can send me a question. And someone will receive that question and someone will answer that, okay? So don't be shy. If you don't want your question in a common space, so maybe something personal or more close to your case, you don't want to disclose it, just click on that thing and send the question. All right, so let me guys tell you a few words about myself and about my corporation, Shamaev Business Law, so you guys could know whom you're dealing with, unless you already know. And if you know, you're excited about that. So guys, what's behind this picture? We have more than 13 years of experience in American law, in American jurisprudence. The cumulative approval rate for all visas that we work with, that we specialize in, is above 90%. Some visas get about 99% chance of approval, like O1, for example. For the years of practice, I got approved more than 3,400 cases. Guys, this is a lot. This is a lot. And let me tell you this. The goal of my corporation to get 10,000 people in the US by the year 2030. All right? So we're a little bit behind our ambitious goals, but we're moving with a lightning speed to that. So even if one of you gets in that 10,000 people, I would be very excited. Okay, and the number is the last number is a little bit outdated. We have more than 120 people working in my corporation, and everybody is doing it with one goal, one purpose: to get you approved. Okay, that's all we're all about. Get you approved and do it efficiently. Okay, so, and we have a narrow specialization: talent visas, business visas, and investment visas. That's all we do, guys. All day, every day. No asylum, no family, no student visas, no J1 visas, just those. Okay, so narrow specialization. And guys, I'm proud to announce that we are the most transparent immigration law firm in the world. Okay, no one is doing even close to this. Okay, so we are open and transparent to you because we want to build that trust from day one. Good stuff, guys. All right, I already mentioned exclusive business club. Guys, we're gonna be celebrating 2 years of the business club this summer, 2 years anniversary. And let me tell you, we are above 200 people in it. And maybe it doesn't sound a lot because not everybody becomes a member. Even if you got approval with us, you got to be approved by the board of the exclusive business club. But guys, think of it. 200 people from 60 countries in the world. And those people are talented with national interest waiver projects, business people, startuppers, innovators, investors, all in one spot, in one club. So basically you have the access to all these countries and the best people in those countries. That's very exclusive. All right, I'm Stanislav Shamaev. I'm all behind all these things. I'm the one who started this project about 10 years ago. I have two American educations. I graduated with honors from FAU, Florida Atlantic University, and I graduated with honors from St. Thomas School of Law in Miami. I worked in federal and state agencies. It's important to understand because I know the kitchen, the inner kitchen, what's going on with those agencies, what exactly they want from us. I know how they think, I know how they act on this, and we implement that in your petitions. I'm an active member of Florida Bar Association, Broward County Bar Association, the Florida Court of Appeals, and the 11th Federal Circuit. All right? Visited more than 50 countries in the world. I've seen it all, guys. And clients from more than 60 countries. Many approvals. All right? All right. Let's basically begin. If you guys just come up with some question you want to ask me personally during the stream, you have some concern, you like Stanislav, can you explain it more, deliberate on that, shoot it, okay? Don't hold it. Shoot it in the comment section so I could address it. I actually would love to see more questions. So guys, what exactly is STEM? And why is it important to understand what STEM is? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And you see the examples of those things. So ITP, guys, I already mentioned that you basically all STEM people, everybody. Andre, maybe Mariam, maybe the two attorneys that we have, maybe indirectly in STEM, because there's a project manager and some other stuff from Ireland. Accounting is a STEM, all engineers, STEM, IT people, everybody's a STEM, program manager, STEM related, and so on. Aerospace engineer, music to my ears, also STEM, supply management, STEM oriented. So maybe attorneys, and it's arguably a STEM as well. And Zsofi from Hungary, from art, directly from art, nothing to do with the STEM, probably. I saw the languages things, that's arguably, but it looks like 95% of us STEM related this way or the other, and that's great, guys. Why? Why is this important? Because that's what President Trump and Elon Musk want. They want STEM people and they want business people. It doesn't mean that everybody else don't come in. No, that's not what I'm saying. But the priority is for you STEM people. Why? Because we Americans want the brains here to make this country the strongest, to keep it strongest. And you the ones who make things evolve, technology, science, and all this good stuff. Okay, so if you are in STEM, you guys not only getting the style points, but also a higher chances of approval. All right, so let's begin with O1 visa. O1 is a non-immigrant visa for people with extraordinary ability. And guys, let me comment on extraordinary parts. I understand it sounds scary, like extraordinary. That sounds daunting, like a Nobel Prize, Grammy, some type of international recognition. No. Nope, that's not how it works in reality. Because that word has the real definition, the real measure. And that measure is the criteria of the talent. And we are deemed extraordinary if we satisfy 3 criteria out of the 8 for the purpose of O1, or out of the 10 for the purpose of EB1A. And we'll talk about those criteria closer to the end. So don't let that thing scare you into not pursuing this kind of visa because you think you're not extraordinary enough. Only I can tell that, guys. Only I can tell who's extraordinary, who's not. All right. So don't rely on your judgment in that respect. So, what are the advantages of obtaining O1 visa? Well, first thing first, there is no quota, there is no limit on this. Why are we talking about the limit? Because of H1B. All of you know H1B, okay? All of you know. I know it. Because that's what people start searching things from, H1B, with an employer, okay? So H1B has a lottery and a quota. And O1 does not have either. No lottery, no limitations. So as many we get you approved, as many of you coming to the US. Number two, after the approval of O1, we build the foundation for EB1A, or sometimes EB2 and IW. And if we go EB2 and IW route and we have to wait longer after approval, guess what? We wait in the US, already working and building ourselves, maybe having families, depending on your goals, right? So O1 is a beautiful jumpstart for the move to the green card. Furthermore, it's 6 months to prepare the case, okay? And O1 applies to all the fields. All of you who mentioned your profession, software engineer at FANG, the logistics, the aerospace engineering, the cybersecurity, lawyers, supply chain managers, artist, the singer, Zofie. I'm gonna talk a lot about you because you're the only one from that field, so I'll be mentioning your name from time to time. The only thing that art is O1B. Everything else is O1A. So art, movies, production, beauty industry, like barbers, makeup artists, the modeling, this is O1B. I don't want to overcomplicate things. O1B has a little different criteria than O1A, but they all interconnected, guys. So Zofie, not gonna cover your field in detail for the purpose of O1, but once you hear the criteria for O1A, you'll have a good idea what's needed from you. Okay, so just now, guys, there's O1A, O1B. Don't stress about this. I got you on that. Further, it's important to have all the documents, but guys, O1A is so much lower on evidentiary burden than EB1A that I'm getting approvals for O1s and I have hundreds upon hundreds approvals for O1A and B in my career, and the chances of approval are 99%, as I told you before. We mastered the art of getting those approvals for those visas. So if I pick up your case, I mean, I cannot guarantee, right? But I also cannot guarantee that the comet is not going to hit our planet, right? But is it going to hit us? I don't think so. So same with the approvals, okay? you get my drift, right? You see what I'm going from. All right, so let me see, evidence, okay. So it's a good and fast way to come to the US. Very good. All right, first thing, time to get your first present, guys. Buckle up. If you have the urge to get that free evaluation right now, don't hold it, guys. Do not hold it. Scan the QR code or click on the link in the comment section and fill out that application It's gonna take you a few minutes. Okay? It's not yes or no questions. So give me a little bit of details. But that's your gateway. That's your gate and door to know if you have the potential in your case. And potential means that within the next 6 months, working on your case with my team, with my processes under my control, will get your case to at least 90% chance of approval. That's what potential means. Okay, guys? So no one is doing this like we're doing. So get that thing done. Okay? Either right now or at the end of this webinar. Okay? Do not wait for nothing. Okay? Either your QR code or the link in the comment section. And guys, this is unprecedented. This is very exclusive. So for those of you who registered for this webinar, only for you guys, okay? And I promise no one will get it but you. Special offer. Complete the free evaluation during the webinar or immediately after. And if you sign a contract to work with your visa, with my company, by August 4th, so I'm giving you 2 months on that. That's a lot, okay? You will receive a 500 certificate, okay? It's never happened. It never happened before, I promise. This is the first time we're doing. And it's not given to no one but you. Don't miss this. Don't sleep on this, okay? You can get that, you can message us on WhatsApp, or you can use the QR code or the link. So make sure you do this. All right? EB1A! And this is a green card for your talents, guys. This is a green card for your talent. So almost the same criteria as O1, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But this is a green card for you and your family. And by the way, didn't mention the family with O1. This is important. So if you get O1 approved, it also gets your family in the US. Who is your family? That's you, your spouse, and your kiddos below 21 years old who are not married. For example, let's see, Andrea is married with 2 kids and he gets O1A visa approved because he's a talented IT procurement person, expert in IT procurement. So he gets O1A, his spouse gets O3, and the kids get O3 as well. And the kids will be able to go to school. The spouse can open a company, have a business, cannot work there, and also can go to school. Okay, so that's what O1 gives to the family. EB1A, on the other hand, gives same thing, but green cards. Okay, green cards. So let's say Miriam from United Kingdom is married and she has 1 kid. I don't know, that's my hypo. And Miriam gets approval as a talented attorney from UK. And she goes to the embassy and it's gonna be her husband, and the kid. So 3 green cards for 1 approval. Okay? Important to understand. Olivia. Okay, I'm sorry, Olivia, because, yeah, I'm sorry, yes. What does it give you the right to, guys? The writing on the wall. It gets you the green card, guys. I don't need to explain it twice. It gives you the green card, and then in 5 years, it gives you the beautiful blue passport. And that gives you the rights to be the citizen of the world. Okay, so that's it. That's what it gives you: the green card and then the passport. Okay, so everything else you can see on the screen. I don't want to spend too much time about this. Now is the first real juice, guys. Buckle up and stay tuned, because we are going to go into EB2NIW. I'm gonna talk about the criteria just in a minute, okay? So now, EB2NIW. What is that animal? And let me tell you about EB2NIW, which also is a green card. And by the way, guys, let me teach you how to know if a particular visa, because sometimes I get this question like, Stanislav, like, I got EB1A visa approved, when will I get my green card? Or when can I apply for green card? Well, it is green card. It is already green card. It's just called immigrant visa. So it's easy to know which visa gives you green card or does not, based on the name of that visa, on the title. So any visa that starts with two letters, EB, employment based. There are 5 categories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about 2 categories today. Those are the most important ones. And by the way, guys, why we're talking about EB1A and EB2NIW as the priority visas? Because they are the only 2 exceptions in the US immigration system that do not require the employer in the US. Okay? Which means we must depend only on us. And this is a beautiful thing, when you have to depend on no one but yourself, or in this case on my corporation and yourself, and we work in synergy. So this is a great thing, okay? And EB2NIW is a visa that gives you the green card based on your project that you suggest or offer to the US government that's beneficial for the US. Okay? Whereas EB1A01 are based on your talent, on your criteria that we prove. EB2NIW is a little bit in a different angle from this. If you have your education, and we'll talk more about this, if you have your idea of the project and you are well positioned to implement that project in the US, this is EB2NIW. Okay, let me guys see your questions now. Okay, let me switch to the next slide and I'll answer your questions. So again, EB2NIW is a green card. There's nothing else here. Same, your family will get a green card as well, your spouse and the kids. So, okay, we're gonna go, now we're going to the real juice. Okay, now we're going to the juice. And guys, click the ask a question button if you want to contact my corporation, if you have something burning inside of you and you don't want to drop it, you don't want to spill it in the comment section, click on that button. All right, let me see. How much does your services cost after deduction of 500? So, good question, guys. Let me leave it for the end. Remember, I told you in the beginning that we are the most transparent law firm in the universe, and we're absolutely open with our monetary policies. So I will answer that question, and let me put it down so I don't forget it. And if I forget, you guys do what? You remind me at the end, okay? The company that I'm working for is Aramark, a US company that of value to EB2NIW. Olivio is asking. And It could be. It could be, Olivio. Because, and let me explain why. Although I said that both EB1A and EB2NIW do not require the employer, if we have that, this is a plus. This is a good thing. Okay? So, yes, it is of the value. How much of the value? I can determine only if I know a lot more details, Olivia. Okay? Olivia. And you can spill the tea here. Let me know what's the business, what's the nature of the business of this company. Based in UK, no problem. Can EB2NIW case be business idea? Absolutely, Juan, absolutely. Let me give you an example because we're talking about this. Last week was very good for EB2NIWs. I told you we got 2 approvals, and both of them are business idea. Yes, they have specific application, but both are business ideas. Idea number 1, the client is involved in a project that imports small sized equipment for the farmers in the US. And by the way, guys, artificial intelligence and farms, agriculture, cybersecurity, blockchain, engineering, aerospace, those are the buzzwords. Once the immigration officer sees those buzzwords, he gets the fire inside of him or her. So this is good stuff, okay? So my client, was importing those smaller tractors, smaller trucks. Guys, they're really small. When I say small, I don't mean like, just the small, like my desk, Why? And why is it, what's the national importance here? Because, guys, when new farmers start their businesses, their farms, they want to cut the cost and be more productive, and that will allow them to grow. And if they buy big equipment, it's a lot of money. If they buy small equipment, they don't need big. They buy small, they save a lot of money and can reinvest in growth. And that was approved. Beautiful idea, guys. I participated in that idea heavily. I love it. And number 2, the guy who has the company in logistics, and some of you are in logistics, and he proposed the platform based on AI, the business idea that will help the supply chain in the US. Beautiful cases. All right, let me see. What else? Food services, facilities. That's Olivio talks about his company. Education, prisons, America, additional 15. Yeah, I believe, Olivia, I think that company's work could be national interest waiver. It could be just that. Okay, can a medical resident in a hospital be eligible for EB2NIW, medical resident in a hospital? I would, unless you do the research and you in the research industry, I would go for EB1A. Guys, I have probably for the past 2-3 years about 40 cases. It's 50 cases for doctors, okay? And probably 45 of them are EB1As and only 5 EB2NIWs. And those that are EB2NIWs, they either compliance with regulations like HIPAA and this good jazz, or academic research. Okay, so, and even them, I would still right now I would make EB1As for them as of today. Yes, I took those cases for NIW in the past and I got them approved, but I believe that EB1A is the way to go for medical people. For you guys, it's much better. All right, how can we set it up using these words? Constants. Not sure what you're talking about. Set it up using these words. Not sure. Tell me what exactly you mean. In addition to that, I have done some contract. Siemens Healthineers. Olivio says, okay, good. That goes in your petition. Siemens Corporation. Good stuff. When you say business ID, you mean the research and development. No, it could be, that could be a part of it, but when I say business idea, that's something you're already doing, or you have the business plan and the finance to realize it. That's what I call business idea. How much is EB1A? Is it not so expensive? All right, guys, I told you. I know you bothered by this question, so let me give you the bottom prices in my corporation for EB1A, for O1 and EB2NIW, so you can get those approved. O1 starting $11,000, split in 3 payments within 6 months, and EB1A and EB2NIW starting $13,000. Okay, I'll explain later the policy with the more expensive packages, but you can go as low as those numbers. Okay, and I think guys, those numbers, they subsidized. We almost don't make money on those, but you have to do a lot of work. If you pick those packages, you'll still get approval, but you will bust your ass working, which is not a problem. A lot of people done that. I work in IT, but I haven't got the huge amounts of money. So yeah, no problem. We split the payments. We have really good, we are in the market, but we're doing so much better than anybody else, result-wise and efficiency-wise. I need an employer. Okay, what would be a better visa for internationally organized academic researcher? Maria, EB1A. EB1A. Okay, I can get you any visa, but EB1A is the best. Venkata, I'm a student in US pursuing my master's in AI. I have 14 years of experience in IT. Am I eligible for EB1A? Venkata, free evaluation. Okay, free evaluation. You'll know for sure. Okay, is it USD? Olivia, Russian rubles. Of course, it's in USD. USD or USDT. We accept payments in crypto, so you can guys pay me in Bitcoin, no problem. Okay, you guys laughing. All right, good. I like when you guys laugh. I like it. Okay, 2 more questions, guys. I will leave time for the questions at the end. Don't get me wrong, I love your questions, but only if I know that I cover what's really important for me to give it to you. Okay, because your questions are very important, but there is something more important, the essence. Okay, the essence. And guys, I love meditation. I'm a meditation guy. I love geometry of the space. Let me know if you guys do meditation at least a few times a week. Let me know if some of you doing this kind of stuff. I know who's it, Venkata, because he's Hindu probably, doing the meditation every day with Ganesha by his side. I have a bunch of Ganeshas in my place. All right, UK citizen, what's the cheapest visa for me? O1. O1 is going to be the cheapest one. Emmanuel, what are the requirements for STEM designated graduate student currently in the US? I'm not sure what designated means, Emmanuel. Maybe you explain. Requirements for STEM. I'm not sure what you're asking because STEM is the concept. It doesn't have requirements. It only has the description. Okay, so you can always Google it. You can always Google it. I want to move to the good stuff. Good stuff. That's a good desire. My course, accounting the STEM designated. Oh yes, okay, yes. Good stuff. That means you're in STEM. That's it. So you get the better chances. All right, guys. Real talk right now. So what I want you to do, we can spend like 20 minutes on this and you can get a lot of value, or we can spend 20 minutes and you can get very little value. So if you really want to get a real value, I want you to write things down. I know no one is doing it today. No one is doing this. But guys, I'm old school. Real talk. At least your notes on your phone. Oh, these are my babies, by the way. Sarah. And believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, alternatives are where the gold is. We need to change that. We need to switch gold to Bitcoin. Alternatives is where Bitcoin is. Okay? So those are the best things because they used even more often the original meaning of the criterion. And those criteria that require the explanation, I will tell you what kind of documents or evidence we will be using to prove those criteria. Okay? Emmanuel, good job, guys. We have at least 2 people who are serious about the intentions. So, criteria number 1, awards. The classic way what award is when you participate in the competition and you get a prize. And the competition, guys, must be of a national level or nationally recognized. Hackathons, datathons, government competitions, famous companies competitions in your industry, business plans, startups, and others. Okay? So this is the classic way, but guys, that's not the only one. Participation in famous accelerators or incubators could be an award. Government medals or other kind of awards from the government are the awards for the purpose of immigration. Grants or scholarships from famous or big companies, universities or organizations could be awards. Investments starting $100,000 and up could be an award. And most importantly, guys, if you speak at the conference and you get a publication in the academic scientific journal of that organization, of that conference, this is an award, guys. Remember that. Very important. Very often I use that as an alternative to other awards, speaking at the conference with the publication. Okay, so the way we prove awards is a letter from organizers. Whoever organized that event, we help to compile that letter. They need to sign it. Media coverage about you and your work. What is media? Media is press, TV, radio, or other things. Okay? Or other things. 95% of media is still press, okay? And not the physical press, but digital press. And there could be two type of press, guys. Major and professional. Major and professional. Major is that is read by masses, right? Like easy examples: New York Times, Bloomberg. Let me call something from Europe. Whatever, guys. Like big newspapers, big news outlets. Okay, this is major media. The professional media is websites, those digital newspapers that are read specifically by the professionals in the field. TechCrunch, IT thing. I will never read it. Okay, maybe for my work, but I'm not gonna read it. But you guys, IT people, probably read it at least once a week, maybe more, right? Yahoo Finance. You guys, accountants, read it every day. I don't read it. I get my financial news from X, from Twitter, and others. So those are good examples. Now, 3 requirements for the press. Write it down. Number 1, the title. There must be a title to the press release, to the press thing, to the article. Almost always there's a title. I maybe seen a few things in my career. There was no title, it was weird. Okay, it's like, like a poem from 19th century, Pushkin's poem without a name. So yes, there must be a title. Number 2, the date when it was published. That happens sometimes, just there is no date, or there's a year, but there's no month and there's no date, or there's a month and a year, but there is no date. Okay, a day, a month, and a year must be there. Doesn't happen a lot, but happens. Make sure it's there. And third, the most important, that happens a lot. A lot. There must be the author's name, the journalist who drafted that article. Okay? I don't know why. Very often it's not there. Okay, so make sure it is there. And by the way, I'm gonna say how much of things we need in your petition once I'm done with all criteria. Number 3, academic articles, scientific articles. And I know some of you, the nerds, probably many of you nerds like me. I'm a big time nerd, guys. I'm sorry. I love to go on many levels down. So you nerds gonna tell me, Stanislav, the law says your expert publications may count. True. The law says that. I yet to see immigration officer who accepted the expert opinion article publication for the purpose of EB1A. All right? It's non-existent. They don't want it. They don't want to see it. They don't want it a part of the petition. They want the academic articles. Scientific in a peer-reviewed indexed journal. Okay? Web of Science, Scopus, RINS, there's others, there are levels. We need to get those done. And by the way, guys, I know some of you like, oh my God, Stanislav, this is impossible. The press and the academic articles, I don't know how to get this. Let me tell you guys, because we specialize in this industry and we one-stop shop for talent visas. we give you the contacts of PR agencies who will help you with both articles and publications. Okay? So you don't need to worry about this. Those are actually the easiest ones in the whole petition. So if you don't have those, you have two criteria on top of whatever you have. Okay? And sometimes PR agencies give you more criteria than these two. Sometimes judging, sometimes contribution, sometimes professional associations. So there are ways to improve your petitions significantly. Judging the work of other professionals. The classic way, you are called to the competition to assess other professionals in your field. For example, let me see. Let me give you a real example. Hugo is called to the competition for engineers, and there are engineers providing their projects, and he's assessing those projects. So bingo, Hugo is getting the at least one judging engagement. Another example, Mubarak from UK, Nigeria is called to Datathon for cybersecurity people, and they do the project, they resolve the problems with the time restrictions, and Mubarak assesses those solutions. This is the judging the work of others. And so on. Now, this is the classic way, guys, and we need the letter, just like with the awards from those people. But let me tell you, all of you, okay, 95% of you have this criterion met as of today. And you don't know it, but I'm gonna tell you. Especially, it's easy for IT people, cybersecurity, coders, an analyst, blockchain people, whatever, engineers, doctors, architects, project managers, program managers, all of you have it. Guys, you have it. Why? I know not all of you were called to be a judge at the competition, but all of you check the work of other professionals every day as a part of your job. If you're engineer, you check the projects of other engineers. You check the design, you check the architecture. If you're IT, you check the code. It's called code review, right? You guys tell me, code review. You do it every day, all day. You review the code. So all those things, as long as you use your expertise as a nature of your profession or because you're being asked to do this, this concept fulfills the immigration requirements on that. So you guys, I hope you're counting. You already have at least 3 criteria: media, articles, and judging. And we're just getting started, okay? We need 3 by law, but we want 6 per my recipe. So we already 3, right? Let's keep going. And also, if you in an editorial board, if you select people to speak at the conference, if you do the peer review of publications of others, all those things are the judging of the work of other professionals, okay? This criterion is the easiest and always present in the petition, always. Number 4, contribution in the industry. And this one, if you guys had to ask me, Stanislav, which one criterion would you pick to put in the petition out of these 8? That's the one I would call. Okay? Why? Because if you have a contribution in the industry, and guys, many of you have it, almost all of you from the STEM industry have it in your petition. Why? Because you work on those projects and those companies, and those projects original and significant. And if you have the contribution, everything else can build on it. The press, the articles, the judging, the awards, the critical roles, your income, your membership associations. This is usually the core if we have it. Not always we have it, and I get approvals without it, but this one is the one I like the most. So what could be original and significant? A book, an algorithm, an approach, a technology, a training course, speaking at the conferences, patents, some other intellectual properties, a website, an app, a service, anything, guys. Anything that brings benefit to the industry where you work, or to the consumers, or to the businesses, or to the government. Okay, so most of you doing some things like Tolani works in Ministry of Defense, project manager. They do a lot of they have a lot of contribution there because it's a military stuff, you know. It's all significant and it's all new. Okay, how do we prove it? Expert opinion letters, recommendation letters, mentioning in the press, and the usage of that contribution. By the way, expert opinion letters, guys, you need to remember those words. In my company, there's a project called NEO, N-E-O, NEO project, and there is no analog in the universe on this type of project. Why? Because I have 300 clients working on their cases simultaneously as we speak right now. So we break you down in categories: engineers, businessmen, IT, athletes, art people, whatever. We find you a match within the company, and you guys exchange those independent, you don't know each other, so those independent expert, you both experts because you're talented people, and letters that gives the analysis to this whole thing. And let me tell you guys, in the industry, to get a letter like that, which could be easily 15, 20 pages, you will have to pay 1,500, 1,500 per letter. Up to 4 letters like that you can get within my company if you work with us. The value of that, $6,000, up to $6,000, because we don't need 4 sometimes, but sometimes we need 2, okay? But that's the value you're getting. No one else is doing this for you guys. No one. All right, let's move on. Leadership role in a company with distinguished reputation. So 2 things. Most importantly, you either working or used to work in a company with distinguished reputation. What is distinguished reputation? Well, that company has a high reputation in the industry. How do we prove it? There's a million ways to prove it. The more you have, the more company has what I'm gonna list, the better. But the most important thing is at the end. So the longer the company exists, the better. The bigger it, the better. If it's international, it's better. If it has awards, it's better. If it sponsors events and organizes them, it's better. If it has prizes and participates in different competitions and wins and get those awards, it's better. If government gives a thank you letter to those companies, it's better. But you may have 0 of what I listed, but the clients of that company, let's call it the Tree of Life LLC in Florida. Nobody knows about it. Nobody ever heard about them. But their clients are Google, Bank of America, Herbalife, and whatever. So big clients of that company. Through those big clients, we can establish the reputation of the small company. Okay? As long as we have the reputation, your critical role or your leading role is not a biggie. Okay? We'll get that done. All of you play important roles in your companies today or in the past, guys. I know a lot of you get confused. Oh, Stanislav, I'm not working in a company with a reputation. Fine. Did you work before in companies with good reputation? Because it's present and the past. Okay? You may not work there anymore, but it's still going to be a part of the petition. How do we prove it? A letter from that company. A letter may be signed by a person who is not working in that company anymore, but used to work when you were there. Okay, good stuff. Commercial success, I'm gonna mention it real quick. But write it down, guys. Write it down. So your salary must be higher 20 or 30% more than the average professional in your city, in your field, by the government statistics. Important. Not by the market prices, because many of you might be in the market or maybe slightly above, but not 20-30% above, but above the government statistics on this profession in your city. And I know some of you, Stanislav, my company, like who was it? I think who was asking this question? I think Olivia. Some of you, I live in UK. My company is in US. I live in UK, and I actually half of the time I spend in a different city or things like that. So, well, it gets complicated like that in the modern world. So we use the best statistic we can find. So don't worry about that. Taxes. Gotta pay taxes on that. Okay? And the last, that's one of the hardest criteria to get in your petition, unless you are in STEM. If you guys in STEM, you will get one or maybe two professional associations in your petition for nothing. Okay? And I don't mean you just become a member. You have to do things to become a member of those associations I will tell you about when the time is ripe. But you basically get that criterion for free, and it's an extra criterion. So, guys, many of you already counted 5 or 6 criteria for EB1A purposes. Now, let me give you a recipe of an average case for the purpose of EB1A. I'm not going to talk about O1, just EB1A. And again, I don't do cases by templates. I always, each case I did in those thousands of cases, all unique. All of those cases were unique. No similar cases whatsoever. But if I take all the cases and divide them by recognition and achievements and criteria, there could be an average case. So you can write it down for your understanding. What is extraordinary person for the purpose of a green card from the standpoint of immigration officer? And one last comment, those things could be interchangeable, okay? But still. So 2 judging engagements, 4 articles in the press, 1 contribution in the field, 2 critical roles, commercial success, and academic article, 4 academic articles. Okay, so 4 media, 4 academic articles, 2 judging, 1 contribution, 2 critical roles, and commercial success. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. Why I'm saying this? So to encourage you to follow your dreams, because for many of you, your dream is 6 months apart. Good stuff, guys. Love it. I love it. Okay, E between IW. And let me see the questions. What if the award was about 10 years ago? Does it still count? Yes, if you continue doing what you're doing. Okay? If you didn't change the profession. Sam, if you got admitted into more than one prestigious doctoral programs in the US, will this count for awards? Could be. Could be. It also could count as a professional association, alternative to professional association. But I need to take a look. But Sam, listen to me attentively. If you got admitted to those prestigious doctoral programs, that means you've done something with your life. And what you've done something with your life before is translated into criteria. Okay? So that fact in itself tells me you have a great potential for EB1A. EB2NIW2. Emmanuel, does making an audit review of a financial statement made by another professional count as judge and other professionals? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Tolani, for associations, does 10 plus years of Project Management Institute USA membership and certification count? Unlikely, Tolani, unlikely. But I'll need to take a closer look. I didn't mention that. It's a little too much for you guys for right now. But their bylaws must state clearly that they accept only for outstanding achievements. Outstanding. If we can, and it's always subjective. There's no standard what's outstanding. But the harder to become a member, the better. Hugo, do the awards articles etc count if they are from sports? Oh sure, I'm a former gymnastics national team member. Hugo, I have people from gymnastics. I have a lot of sport cases. I love the fighters. I have a lot. Box, Muay Thai, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, Karate. Oh, I love those cases. I used to do Karate myself. I just like sports. So absolutely. I'm just filing right now the case for a snowboard guy from Russia. Really good case. And karate coach from UK. Also really good case. So absolutely. If the company posts you and your work on the social media page, no, guys. Don't bother with social media. Don't bother with the YouTube. We may use that, but no big influence on the case. Focus on what I'm saying. That's more important. All right, guys. EB2NIW. Again, maybe a few people from you will go with this program. Only if I don't see how I can improve your case and get you approved for EB1A. Only in this case. It happens sometimes. So 4 criteria. Actually 3 criteria. And I know you guys nerds, you're gonna tell me that the law has a different number of criteria, and you will be right. My task today is to make sure you understand what's the real requirement behind those laws, not to give you the exact number of those laws. Who gives a crap? How many criteria there if I can explain it in a easy and a understandable way. So criteria number 1, your education. Bachelor's and 5 years of experience in a specialty, or master degree, or if there is no education, exceptional ability. 7 criteria. We need 3 out of the 7. Really close to EB1A criteria, but much lower level, okay, of proof. So there's an alternative if there's no education. Usually there's education. Number two, most important criterion, we must provide the idea that will resolve some type of problem in the US. And the resolution of that problem is important to the US government. Okay? Not to the US businesses, not to US consumers, not to your own company or your project, to the US government. Okay? And if that is satisfied, if this criterion is satisfied, then your project is deemed in the national interest of the United States government. I gave you two examples with the business ideas, and they all business related, with the rare exceptions of academic research and things like that. And even that has the component of business in it. No one is doing academic research without potential to monetize it, right? I mean, of course, there may be these locos, but it's rare. So it all has business components to the extent. So let me give you an example. My client from France, he is an IT guy, and he found the US doctor who is a psychiatrist, and they built a platform based on AI, how to assess your mental state through that application and give you the good advice how to avoid the stress, the lack of motivation, the diseases, the mental diseases. So that was his project. What problem does it resolve? It helps people to be more productive and avoid the diseases, the mental diseases. Is this important for the US government? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's one of the cases, and there's many more. Guys, I'm not gonna give you a lot of more examples because it's too many. When I start, I can finish. But let me give you one more, my favorite. Guys, I have this one favorite case in the whole career, and it's fresh. Maybe there will be more. I don't know. It's hard to overkill this guy, this lady actually. So think of it. Think of it and don't laugh. Okay, promise you're not gonna laugh. So this lady offered the project a hotel for cows. Guys, you didn't mishear me. The cows. Right? So I never knew. I have a bird. I have an African grey. And I know there are hotels for birds and cats and dogs, but for cows? I didn't know that. So it's a thing. So yeah, and they do the massage and all this craziness. And they become more productive. They give more milk. They live longer and this kind of thing. So it's kind of like resort for cows. And also they want to develop it into the ecotourism thing. Like a guy, a CEO from New York. He's like office guy. He's rich and he's very tired. So they bring him to the hotel with the cows, and he puts the dirty clothes, goes grab that poop and clean it, and he loves it. That's his stress relief. Really good project. I love it. And most importantly, she has done it back in her country. And that is the third criterion, guys. Well positioned. You gotta be well positioned to implement your idea of your project. So if you've done it in the past, that's a good sign. You will be able to do this in the future. Guys, I forgot one thing. The timing for all three visas. So let me give you the timing including the embassy, because without embassy it's a little bit faster, but I'm not gonna go there. So O1, 8 months from the start of your case, 8 months, and you're in the US working. EB1A, a year and a half from the day you start working on your case, and EB2NIW, 2.5 years. Okay? So, do you see? There's a different timing for those. Alright. Guys, your second present, as promised. You Uh, Relocation solution, I call it. That's my guide that I developed for you guys. Make sure you either screenshot the QR code or you just open it through your camera if you watch it on a desktop, or you can click on the link in the comment section and download it. Do it now, because within 24 hours we're gonna close the access to it. So download it right now. Again, guys, free evaluation. Do it. Okay? If you spent, and guys, no one left, you guys on fire. You know, that gives me the motivation to do my work, that you guys listen and you appreciate. So if you spent this hour and a half listening to me and you didn't do the free evaluation, not only you're gonna lose the 500 certificates, but you may lose your future and the future of your kids, okay? And this is serious. So do it. You will know the potential in your case, you'll know which visa is better for you, and not all of you will see the word potential in my analysis, but those who will, you move to the second step, complex immigration planning. I will develop the written strategy for your case. And then the next and the last step is a complete case filing, hiring my company and my team to lead your case for the next 6 months. So it's 1, 2, 3, free evaluation, complex immigration planning, and a complete case filing. Do it. Don't forget, August 4th, mark your calendar, guys. Those 2 months is enough to get all these 3 steps and start working on your case, okay? The clock started ticking right now. Okay, guys, click the ask question, the button on your screen, if you want to send me like more personalized question, okay? So nobody sees it. You can always use the comment section, but the ask a question thing is gonna take you to another place. So make sure, guys, you follow me on all these or your best platform, because I do not mix the content. Whatever you do see on YouTube is going to be different from Instagram. Whatever you see on X is different from Telegram, and so on. It's all different. We don't do this like other people do, just post same thing everywhere. No, each platform is different. So pick the ones you like or all of them and follow us. Very important, because we update you every day on everything that's happening. Okay, guys, we have 5 more minutes. Let's spend them productively. I promised to give you the prices. I kind of did. The bottom prices are 11 and 13,000. Guys, this is below market. Trust me. We track the market, but by the quality and the number of services, no one is ahead of us. No one. We're the first. So those are the bottom prices, split in 3 payments, beginning, middle, and the end. They're not equal, but very close to each other. We have higher packages for those of you who are busy people, okay? We have other prices, more expensive, and you delegate the work to us, to descriptive work. So I'm not gonna go deep into that, but once you guys start making the moves and the steps, you'll learn about those things. Okay, let me see give me more questions, guys. We have a few minutes. Can I book a 30-45 minute paid consultation directly with you? Can I book a 30-45? Yes. So Sam, I don't have consultations. Your free consultation is a free evaluation. Okay, you don't have to pay for this. We ahead of the game. That's free. So the 45 complex immigration planning, where we talking real stuff. We're already breaking down your case. I'm giving you the grade. I know exactly what's in. I'm telling you exactly what needs to be done within the 6 months, what your obligations, what our obligations, the additional cost for PR, because that's additional cost to your case, right? And by the way, guys, because we're the most transparent, I gotta be honest with you. The PR cost, the cost to improve your case for EB1A on average, $5,000 to $7,000. You got it? I have to tell you, because I don't want you to tell me then, Stanislav, you mentioned 11, 13, but you never mentioned about 5 to 7, maybe more, maybe less, depending on your case. But you have to ready to invest those amounts, and this is investment, but it's gonna pay forever to all the generations. Yes, Sam, you will see me. Start with free evaluation. Is the idea of improving for national interest necessary for each EB1 case? If the idea of improving for national interest necessary for each EB1A case? Not sure, Surya. Not sure what you're asking. Your project, your idea of project for the purpose of national interest could be the contribution in the field for EB1A. I guess it's the fictitious name. What are the services we get for the bottom prices and the other high? Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot to cover. You get all benefits of working with us, but you are the one who drafts all the paperwork. I write the memorandum. I cannot give it to you guys. I do the memorandum. Don't worry about that. That's the final. That's the final boss. But all the descriptive papers, because remember, this is your recognition, your achievements. This in a package is the descriptive papers that all created anew. There's nothing you can use from the past. They're all new. So you have to draft all of those under my teams and my control. The more you pay, the less work you do on drafting those papers. Okay? That's for those of you who are better with finance and who have less time. A little bit about artist entrance to work at the also writer. Yeah, that's all good, Sophie. Hugo, is a dental hygienist eligible for any of these visas? Yes, I have O1s for those and possibly B1A. Return of this session because I missed the beginning. No, guys, no recording. Won't the USCIS officer flag your application if you suddenly have all the criteria in just a few months? No, and they're not in a few months. We know how to deal with this. I know what you're talking about. Talk a little bit about, we have like 30 seconds, guys, about artists entering. Zofia, there's nothing to call. It's same as anybody else. There's no difference. 20% of the salary work, should it work for 90 percentile? Yes, 90 percentile, yes. Guys, free evaluation, complex immigration planning, complete case filing. It was a pleasure to be with you here, guys. I'll see you later when you move with your immigration process. And remember, your future begins here. Good luck.